Her melancholy love songs and soaring Snowbird soprano made Anne Murray a fixture of 1970s radio. But at the height of superstardom, she turned her back on music biz fanfare for family. Now, 15 years into retirement, the iconic Canadian songbird has shunned persistent calls to return, leaving fans forever wondering what really made her hang it up. Join Facts Verse as we unravel why Anne Murray finally pulled the plug on performing at 62 after 4 decades of being the nation's sweetheart of song. Unparalleled success, but grueling lifestyle. Propelled by her career-launching 1970 hit Snowbird, Anne Murray embarked on an unprecedented run of success over the next decade. It cemented her status as one of Canada's most acclaimed artists. By 1978, she had chalked up gold and platinum records, multi-genre chart-topping singles, armloads of industry awards, and worldwide record sales numbering in the tens of millions. Yet behind the scenes, Murray powered this hit machine through a grueling, non-stop schedule that took immense physical and emotional tolls. In a 2009 interview, she admitted, quote, "I was a real workhorse. I thought that's what I had to do. This was my job, and I was the breadwinner." Her label, Capitol Records, pushed hard for continuous output, demanding new Anne Murray album releases virtually every year. She cranked out studio sets at a feverish clip, including Straight, Clean, and Simple in 1971, Annie in 72, and Love Song in 74. With major hits like Danny's Song and Love Song, Murray found herself under growing pressure to deliver fresh radio-ready singles, as well as play marathon tours to support each release. She won her first Grammy for Best Country Vocal Performance Female in 1974 during this breakneck heyday. More accolades piled up in the 70s, including her first #1 country hit in 1974 with He Thinks I Still Care. By 1975, she had garnered her first Juno Award for Best Female Vocalist. Her success kept expanding across genres, winning both pop and adult contemporary audiences. Her 1978 single, You Needed Me, topped charts in both Canada and the US, while also going #1 country, a rare trifecta. The Recording Industry Association of America certified the smash hit gold, representing over 1 million US units moved. It ultimately earned Murray 2 more Grammys for both Record of the Year and Best Pop Vocal Performance Female. Yet the more her fame grew, the more Murray struggled internally with the pace required to feed fans' appetite for new music. As she cranked out album after album, she faced intense pressure from labels to continuously generate hits. She grappled with difficulties balancing her work life amidst the demands of new motherhood offstage. The non-stop recording and promotion cycle exacted steep costs both physically and in her personal life. Putting family first. When her smash hit You Needed Me topped charts in 1978, she felt it was the perfect time to take a break and try to start a family. After giving birth to her son William in 1976, she struggled to balance the demands of new motherhood and her music career. She wanted to immerse herself in raising her child, but felt constant pressure to return to promoting albums and touring. Murray has stated frankly that during Williams' early childhood years, she often agonized over leaving for performance trips that kept her away for weeks. While on tour, she missed his developmental milestones and felt she was encroaching on a life he built bonding closely with his father in her absence. Even when home between concerts, she found it difficult to instantly reconnect and establish a parenting rhythm. Just a few years later, Murray gave birth to a daughter named Dawn in 1979. She hoped her experiences with William would make juggling career and family easier the second time, but she still found touring's pull to be intensely painful, no matter how rewarding time with fans felt on stage. Murray has expressed deep regrets that the children likely saw nannies more than her during these years. She rues missing their first words, steps, and more treasured memories other mothers witness daily. The more her recording career ascended, the rockier her marriage to TV producer Bill Langstroth became. As primary breadwinner, Murray felt obligated to push forward professionally despite longing to be present for family. Meanwhile, Langstroth managed domestic duties alone while resenting playing second fiddle as what interviews call Mr. Murray. Becoming increasingly disconnected, the couple ultimately separated in 1997 after over 20 years and divorced the following year. In retrospect, Murray ties the collapse of her marriage directly to the years of absence touring and recording demanded, keeping her from the hands-on parenting role she envisioned. She has stated the belief that more balanced sharing of career and child-rearing responsibilities between her and Langstroth could potentially have sustained their relationship. The rigors of touring. As Murray moved through her 40s and 50s, the grueling physical demands of touring intensified. In interviews after retiring, she has described struggling with health obstacles that made consistent live performing more challenging with age. Minor issues like colds could escalate into lost voice or breathing problems on the road without proper rest. As injuries and physical strain stacked up after decades on the circuit, her vocal endurance also became less reliable show to show. Murray has stated frankly that even at peak fitness, touring rigor meant sacrificing any sense of a balanced home life. But coping with taxing travel schedules grew less tenable over time. She recalls that in her final tours, even bus rides left her exhausted for days recovering afterwards. Compounding physical challenges, financial realities of touring also shifted with Murray's evolving career. At popularity peaks, when radio play drove sales, production costs stayed manageable thanks to packed venues. But without any major pop or country airplay in later years, the economics no longer added up absent a loyal core fanbase. Murray has described the comprehension gradually dawning that the lavish production values audiences expected cost more than she could sustain without hits subsidizing the tours. Faced with the choice of funding tours at a loss through her own savings or cutting costs at the expense of show quality, neither felt palatable for Murray. Accustomed to delivering a gold standard stage spectacle for decades, scaling back production would betray loyal supporters, she believed. But bankrolling first-class concert experiences alone, when new music no longer fueled profitable tours, didn't have any appeal either. Between health struggles and money pressures, Murray no longer felt capable of meeting the sky-high performance bar she held herself to, and she refused to disappoint generations of devoted fans worldwide by soldiering on if unable to deliver vocal excellence despite extreme touring fatigue. By her final 2008 shows, she stated the conviction that the time had come to retire with dignity rather than limping on half-heartedly. Disillusionment and Burnout. Even at the pinnacle of pop culture fame, Murray found herself growing disillusioned with the music business through the 80s and 90s. As time went by, she expressed she began to feel more like a commodity than an artist. She began seeing herself as valued more for continuing profit potential than creative inspiration, no matter how many career accolades and dedicated fans she accrued. Murray has stated that the more offers she fielded to record or perform post-retirement, the stronger her conviction became that much of the industry merely sought to milk her reputation without genuine appreciation for her artistry. She tired of corporate partners pursuing endless compilations, duet packages, and nostalgia tours exploiting her catalog without requiring new creative effort from her. To Anne Murray, the conveyor belt of projects relying on her proven commercial power signaled at best apathy and at worst outright disrespect. And the experience of feeling no more commodity than contributor poisoned her relationship with making music. The joy she once felt hearing her songs connect with audiences worldwide eroded into resentment at no longer seeming valued. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite song from Anne Murray? Let us know in the comments section below.